an aspect for the ontological argument. The Greek word ontos means person. What Anselm was actually arguing for was that the universe displays the qualities of having been designed by a person. This includes an innate sense in those created by this person that they have a creator. The Apostle Paul described this knowledge as plain knowledge, and in order to ignore it, a person needed to suppress the truth. Ontology, therefore, also involves a certain reality to the world that includes not merely the physical, natural, material laws of chemistry and physics, but also the reality of a world created with moral and psychological laws. To pretend that these laws do not exist is like being in a deep end of a swimming pool with a really big beach ball and denying that this ball wants to float on the surface. The claim that the universe has no such ontological realities, such as moral laws, is like suppressing that the beach ball below the surface of the water of the pool in the vain belief that it requires no effort to do so. Even if a person believes that the universal moral laws do not exist, or that the beach ball really does not want to float on the surface of a swimming pool, their belief does not negate the contradictory reality. For since in the wisdom of God, the world did not know God through wisdom, it pleased God through the folly of what we preach to save those who believe. For Jews demand signs, and Greeks seek wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and folly to Gentiles. But to those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. For the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. Tertullian once bragged that the main reason he so readily accepted Christianity was that it was fundamentally absurd. Perhaps he was alluding to the 1 Corinthians 1:2, which talks about human wisdom and divine wisdom being incompatible. Some people are so committed to their beliefs that despite the evidence of truth, they refuse to change their beliefs. In this way, we observe that what some atheists claim is their scientific basis for unbelief is nothing more than their belief in their wishful opinions rather than evidence. Thus, despite the massive evidence to the contrary, many atheists refuse to accept that origin of life is best explained by what appears to be obvious: a designer, the creator. Proof, though it is measured, evaluated, and determined according to the type of claim. The type of proof needed to substantiate a claim involving chemistry is different to the type of proof needed to substantiate a claim made about history. Proof in physiology is different to the type of proof needed for psychology. Proof in philosophy is different to the proof required for philology. Proof required for biology is different to the type of proof required for theology. To demand that hard science, physics, biology, chemistry, astronomy, proof tests be the only acceptable means for testing a soft science, psychology, history, philosophy, literature claim is unreasonable. Thus, imposing natural proof tests on supernatural claims is an unreasonable measure and totally inadequate. But where supernatural claims are made which have natural implications, such as an invisible God created all that we see, proof takes on the garb of supporting or cumulative evidence when looking at the natural evidence to support this supernatural claim.
Modern-day cities are formed when millions of people come together. People have always felt the need for rules and regulations in order to guarantee their peace and security. It would be impossible to do that without them. Another fact about the modern life of society is individualism. Each individual in a society has his own aims and plans. Most individuals put their interests before anything else. The interests of society and other people come after those. That selfish morality means there are poor, hungry, and homeless people all over the world. Let us now imagine an enormous city. Imagine hundreds of thousands of individuals living in it, yet no one considers his own interests. On the contrary, they put the interests of society and others first. Imagine everyone working with great self-sacrifice, with no terrible urge to be first. Imagine there is no conflict there. Such a society probably goes beyond the bounds of human imagining. Yet such a society does really exist on the earth. And what is more, just about everywhere on it. The living things that constitute that miraculous society are ants. Ants live in colonies of hundreds of thousands and even millions of individuals. Every one in the colony carries out its responsibilities to the full. No one creates any problems over its position or job. The important thing is the survival of the colony of which it is a part. To that end, each one will give up its life if necessary. It is impossible to find one hungry or homeless individual. That is because there is an enormous cooperation, harmony, and sharing between them. As you can see, even a single drop of water is shared. Foodstuffs are collected and stored in the nest to be shared out again. There is absolutely no selfishness among ants. Not one is at a loose end. Each one is part of a giant organization. Each one is devoted to the part of the organization outside itself. With their social life and social organization so superior to that of man, ants are all proof of God's art of creation. Let us now consider a few species of ant, and together see the miracles of creation manifested in these tiny creatures.
Its 250 liter per hour RO system, machine which is suitable for tap water, river water, underground water, well water, and so on. One set includes sand filter, plus carbon filter, plus water softener, plus RO plus UV. It can be treated different raw water with TDS less than 2000 ppm. All water spare part was choose top brand such as CNP pump, Bontrac membrane. guarantee. We are professional manufacturer for RO water treatment system. We deliver the good performance machine to oversee for 10 years plus. Please feel free to inquire for more details.
Once, I lived in the shadows, but my heart was always filled with light. My name is Blessing, and this is the story God wrote with my life. I was only 2 years old when I first joined the choir. I was just a little girl, small in body but big in heart, standing among voices older and stronger than mine. People would smile because I sang louder than my size, and I loved every moment. Singing was not just music to me, it was the way I spoke to God, the way I felt His presence near. Then at 3 years old, my world changed. Darkness fell over my eyes and I became blind. I could no longer see the faces of my parents, or the sun shining through the windows. For a child, it was frightening. I remember crying, asking why everything went dark, but even in the darkness, one thing never left me: my song. I never stopped singing. I held on to the choir. Though I could not see the conductor's hand or the notes on the page, my voice became my vision. Every time I opened my mouth to sing, I felt strength rise inside me. People asked me, how do you keep singing when you cannot see? And I would answer, because when I sing, I feel God could ever show. Years went by. I grew, but I grew in faith more than anything else. I believed God had a plan, even though I walked in darkness. My blindness did not stop me from praising Him. And then one day, something happened that words can barely explain. God touched me. My eyes, which had been closed for so long, began to open. For the first time in years, I saw light. I saw faces. I saw colors. I saw the beauty of a world I had only dreamed of. It was a miracle. The God I sang to in the dark had answered me in the light. Now when I stand with the choir, my voice is stronger. My heart is louder. And my testimony is clear. God is real. He is faithful. He hears the songs of His children, even when they sing through tears. Today I sing not just for myself, but for the world. I want everyone to know that faith can carry you through any darkness. I want people to hear my voice and believe that miracles are still alive. This is my testimony. This is my song. And now I say to the world, listen, because every note I sing is proof that God still works wonders.
I was just a child with a song in my soul, singing to the one who can make me whole. Then the darkness came, it covered my eyes, but my voice kept rising, a prayer to the skies. Even in shadows, my spirit could see the God of the heavens was watching me. I still sing when the night falls down. I still sing though I can't see around. Every tear was a melody, every note was a cry for me.
Sarah is an 11-year-old girl who claims to have seen God, and since then situations begin to occur in her environment without any reasonable explanation.
Maybe the wind woke it up?
The little girl goes to church with her family every Sunday, where the pastor comments in his speech that faith can move mountains if you trust God with all your might. So, Sarah grabbed those words for herself, and when she arrived at a lake, along with her brother and his girlfriend, the little girl saw a lifeless bird, which she insisted on reviving with her prayers.
Maybe if we pray, he'll come back to life.
The incredulous young couple told her that it was dead, but the girl insisted and she waited for the bird to revive.
Please bring him back.
The couple leaves to go fishing. When they return, they are shocked to find Sarah on her knees saying that she saw God floating on the lake.
You see him?
Then the wind blows and the bird that was in Sarah's hands suddenly comes back to life. Sarah was impressed and immediately calls her friend Mark, who is in a wheelchair due to a spinal injury. Upon hearing the story, the boy does not pay attention to him and does not take it seriously, but Sarah insists and swears by the Bible, which makes Mark reconsider the veracity of the story.
He looked young and kind.
Before going to sleep, her mother enters the room and asks her to thank God for the day and all the good things that have happened to her. Surprisingly, the girl tells her that God will take her away soon.
I want to die, but I want to go to heaven.
We're talking tonight. Okay.
Those words left her speechless and she withdrew very worried. In the middle of the night, Danny wakes up and tells his parents that Sarah is not well. They immediately locate the family doctor, Dr. Ben, who quickly comes and determines that it is a simple flu and that they should not worry. Dr. Ben leaves and Sarah's father enters her room, where he sees a beautiful
Wings. Holy. I can't believe this. It's so bright.
Whoa, do you hear that noise? That's like she's like jumping noises. Can oh, is it like that? Wow, it looks like that's super. Whoa.
As the Messiah, Jesus Christ, proclaimed, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." The Bible challenges you to live by that way of life, not the way of death. God's way of life produces an abundant living in true peace, not death and destruction. Jesus said,